Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So this reading is going to find you 2 weeks before it all happens. So it will reach, this reading will reach very selected few who are meant to watch it 2 weeks before it all happens. And for that, I'll pull out a few cards to understand what are your current energies. So even you'll get an understanding of whether this reading actually resonates with you. So let's pull out a few cards to understand what energies are you in currently. So we have the Judgment card, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Sun. So right off the bat, what I'm understanding is that a lot of you are going through some kind of a major awakening currently. This could be some kind of a transformation, or also for some of you, this could be some kind of an inner calling that you're, having currently. And it could also be related to, the solar eclipse that was just concluded some time back, and the conjunction of so many planets in one sign. So as for Vedic astrology, a lot of planets were in the sign of Pisces, and all the planets were aspecting the sign of Virgo, where Ketu was present. So this could be a time of major awakening for majority of the collective, and maybe that's why the Judgment card has come up. So if you're watching this reading, probably you're going through some kind of an inner calling or some kind of an awakening at the moment, and probably this could have started some time back as well. Also, a lot of you have been working on on setting boundaries, looks like, and also in terms of your like your voice, your assertiveness. So a lot of you have been working on that, because that was something, this was kind of a major drawback in you before. So maybe if you look at yourself a few years back, you may have realized that probably you didn't have that sense of assertiveness within you. You could have been a people pleaser earlier, and that could have really been a drawback for you, and could have created a lot of issues for you in your relationships. So a lot of you have been working on your, on being more assertive, more. So I'm so sorry. Actually, I got a call in between while I was recording, and I don't know how much of it was missed out. So, like I was saying, a lot of you have been working on, your assertiveness, your sense of judgment, and also being assertive, because of probably earlier, many of you may have been, in that people pleasing mode, which may have caused you a lot of problems. And that could be something, the people pleasing mentality, that kind of a habit you're walking away from, and these are your current energy. So you're kind of walking away from all these kind of qualities which were actually not serving your higher good, and you've understood over a period of time, and this inner calling and awakening has really helped you to understand that these qualities really don't serve you, and you have walked away from these, or you're in the process of walking away from such habits, or such old habits. And along with that, you are also currently working on, you're going through this phase where probably first of all, you may be there may be some kind of a success or something that you have just recently, you may have had in something. It could have been something very small, but that could be the case for some of you. And for the others, you are working on your authoritative behavior as well, on being more authoritative. So like I said, from all these cards, it's clearly, it's clearly coming out that you are working on being more assertive, being more authoritative, because probably you were not so in the past. So you're working on these qualities. So let's quickly take a look at what can you expect, when, what is going to happen, say 2 weeks from the time you're watching this reading. So let's see what's happening for you 2 weeks down the line from the time you're watching this reading. So we have, I'll pull out a few cards on the top and maybe clarification cards, if any, in the bottom. Maybe this card wanted to come out. Bottom of the deck, again, Judgment. So you can expect this, this whole phase of inner transformation, inner calling still to continue 2 weeks from the time that you're watching this reading. And remember, it's a timeless reading. So this card that tried to come out is Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Swords, Four of Cups, Strength, Two of Wands, Eight of Wands, Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, and Six of Cups. So let's quickly understand what can you expect 2 weeks down the line from the time you're watching this reading. So if there was some kind of conflicts or battles, or some kind of hostility that you were facing some time back, this could also be some kind of competition you may have faced, maybe somewhere, wherever you're working, or in any area of your life, or also, you could be a bit you could have felt a bit depressed, or maybe not felt that you're not getting the right opportunities. Expect that to kind of fade away over the next 2 weeks, because what is coming out is that you are working on your strength and courage since quite some time now, since whenever you've been having this inner awakening, and this feeling of this kind of reflection that you've been doing, the inner reflection. So expect that these fights or battles that you've been facing, and they could be something very irrelevant also, but you may have just kind of used a lot of your time and your mental capacity on these matters, which may have not been really relevant to you. But yes, sometimes when we go through such too many thoughts, or we go through these low phases, we find that anything and everything, it just seems to be very important, when probably it may not be. So that phase of where you've been thinking too much, or probably having some kind of mental battles also, maybe you're not really fighting with anyone, but somewhere in your mind, you've been thinking that, oh, I'm not getting along with this one, or that one is not helping me out, or whatever that case may be, or the fact that wherein you felt that you were not getting the right opportunities, or whatever opportunities were coming your way, you were not really happy with them. Now what you can expect is, from the time you're watching this reading, 2 weeks down the line, you will expect that all such uh, these kind of instances which kept coming, which you kept coming across, are now slowly fading away, because you were walking away, as per your current energies that came out, you were walking away from such kind of mindset, or such kind of behavior that you probably had earlier. So, and you are also working on your strength and your confidence as well. Because of that, what I'm getting is that you have been very passionate about something, wanting to work on something which you really loved. And this could be from probably you had this dream, it could have been a childhood dream also, that you wanted to become something or do something on your own. So what I'm getting from this reading is that apart from what you are doing in terms of your work or your career, you may have had some kind of an idea, a creative kind of an endeavor that you want to work on as a side hustle. That could be the case. And what you've been thinking of and planning on is coming to you very quickly now. It's on its way. Basically, it's gained that momentum because of the kind of work that you've been doing on yourself in terms of personal growth. So that is coming towards you very quickly, in terms of, what is the plan, the idea, the strategy that you need to go about to implement this this idea or this project or whatever this side hustle that you're thinking of. So that is happening very quickly for you, and this is something which is very dear to your heart that you wanted to work upon, and possibly it will take off right now. So you are you're going to be strategizing, coming up with very clever ideas and strategies over the next 2 weeks, and that is going to gain momentum really quickly. And this you can kind of expect to start as a side hustle 2 weeks down the line. Like, you will actually kind of put it to paper. You'll actually start working on it by the time you are watching this reading, and 2 weeks down the line you'll actually start working on it, and it could well be something that could really turn out to be very successful for you, which you can actually take over as a full-time job or a full-time activity somewhere down the line. So this is what is coming across from this reading. So we'll quickly take a look at any blessings that are coming your way. So we have motivation and inner child. So see, we have two cards which kind of are actually showing that this is something that you've been working on since your childhood, and something which will make your inner child happy. So for motivation, you have, when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. So we are actually coming into we have approached, I mean, spring has approached right now while I'm doing this reading. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say get busy and do it. I mean, what more could you ask for? This is exactly what you're being told. If you have started working on something, just do that, take that action, take that first step and start working on it, because you are getting the right kind of motivation right now to work on it. And inner child, fairies of playfulness, remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. So expect that, this is actually going to fulfill your the dreams of your inner child. So this probably was something which you had in mind since your childhood, which you wanted to start working on. And that is the reason, it is coming up right now while you're having some kind of a transformation in your life. And you're going to come across this reading when this is actually going to be happening for you. We'll see a couple of more cards. So we have show the world the real you. So maybe you're being asked to, what is the real thing that you really, really wanted to do from the bottom of your heart. So show the world the real you. Actually, you're being motivated quite a bit. This reading is actually motivating you to take that first step and actually do the things that are, required. Communication is the key. So if it is something related to communication where you need to speak, you need to approach people, if you need to ask for help, maybe, or anything on those lines, then, communication will help you. So you need to take that first step, build in that confidence, the confidence that you're working on, and approach people, because that will help you in the near future. And I'll pull out the last couple of cards, one from this deck and one from the other deck. Forgiveness, in case, so this card is trying to tell you, in case, you're probably finding it difficult, or there's some kind of a grudge that you may have had, and you may be thinking about, then you're being asked to forgive and let go, because that could be one of the the things that could be holding you back from your true success. So if at all, this is a guidance card that is coming in. So just forgive and forget, let go, because it works in your highest good. And I'll pull out one card from here, what the angels have to tell us. Your desires are within reach. So we end with this amazing card: faith, patience, excitement, and relief. So you are very close to achieving what you were really thinking of since your younger days. You are almost all the way up there, where you're starting on something which is really going to fulfill your desires, fulfill that that feeling in your heart that you did something finally, and you've started working on something which you really loved. So with that, I'll close my reading here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please press that like button if you like this video, and if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, then please do so. And yes, so I'll close my reading here. Lots of love, light, power and magic to you all. Peace out, my lovelies.